Welcome to our conference. As chair of the Building 4.0 CRC, I'm really impressed and proud at all that we've achieved with our partners in service of creating a culture of innovation in building. Before I give a few highlights about what we have achieved in this past 3.5 years, I'll share some of the very recent commentary on property construction and productivity, and just look at some of the factors that are stressing this sector right now. We've got the tension between lenders and borrowers. We've got the tension between landlords and tenants, and between working from home and working in an office environment. We've got housing shortages, issues around housing affordability, and then in the economy, we're seeing very sharp rises in interest rates and sharp rises in inflation and very low levels of unemployment. It's a very challenging and complex economic environment at the moment. And I was struck that at the recent AFR Property Summit in September, we had one of the developers say that the lack of productivity in construction was because tradies didn't work hard enough. I will note that the said developer later apologised for being insensitive. But I found that quite a curious take on what it means to contribute to productivity. But I was pleased when Australia's favourite economist Ross Gittins wrote in the AFR on Monday this week, "It's well understood that the main thing that drives improvement in productivity of labour is employers giving their workers more and better machines to work with." And I'd frame that as innovation. And later in the same article, he writes, "Productivity improvements come from giving a high priority to investment in human capital." And I'd frame that as training and education. And these are exactly the areas that Building 4.0 has, since starting, been focusing on and will continue to focus on, and indeed is the theme of this year's conference. So a little bit of what we have done. Under our 4 pillars of focus, industrialisation, digitalisation, sustainability, and people, practices and culture, we've got between 15 and 20 projects per pillar, with a total of 81 projects. 40% of those are fully complete, around 20% are active, with a further 40% in scoping and development phases. And we also have a number of big, bold projects, or our lighthouse projects. That's where we can showcase actual buildings and precincts. And with those, we've got 28 lighthouse projects, 4 are active and 24 are in scoping phase. So a huge thank you to our partners and our team members for really these impressive achievements in this past time. And in education, we've got 46 PhD students, and congratulations, we've got 3 of those who've completed their program already. We've also got around 350 master's students, with our ambition to have over 1,000 master's students across the life of the CRC. We've been active in bringing Australian and international experts together, and we did that earlier this year in our European study tour to Europe. Well, I guess if it's a European study tour, it has to be to Europe, doesn't it? Right. We went to Germany, we went to Denmark, and we went to Sweden, and I know some of the study tour members are here today. And just a few weeks ago, Matthew and I had the opportunity to visit some of our partners in Japan, because what we're facing here in Australia is the same, or many of the same challenges that are being faced across the world. And indeed, today, we've got the opportunity to hear from some of those overseas experts for their perspectives. So as you can see, the CRC is tackling issues that are critical to the future and the reality of property building and construction right now. And we can only do this because of our outstanding partners we work with, with the fantastic CRC team under our CEO, Matthew Aitchison. So now it seems to me a pretty good time to hand over to Matthew to give an overview of the conference and the delights we have in store for you today. So thank you very much and welcome.